It's time to get a little less serious about wrestling. This is the Alternate Commentary Table with lifelong friends.
Notice your difference in size.
And lifelong wrestling fans.
Each is a very capable performer, and each is a little too clever to give the other boy much of an advantage.
Mitch Hontzias.
Credits himself with a lot of power.
And Dimitri Korolis.
So that he got all that power from drinking raw olive oil all through his youth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You are listening to the Alternate Commentary Table. That's right, with Mitch and Dimitri, brought to you by the Celebrate Wrestling podcast feed. Now, how do you listen to this thing? It's actually quite simple. It's anywhere where you're doing it. We don't dictate the pace. You dictate the pace. You're streaming it over there. You're watching it over here. You do you. Just look for Celebrate Wrestling. You're going to get Alternate Commentary Table with Mitch and Dimitri. You're going to get McGuire on Wrestling. You're going to get Legends and Champions. You're also going to have to go to the Facebook page. There's a thing called Celebrate Wrestling there, and that's where the forum is. That's like the Royal Rumble of ideas. Every 30 seconds, every 2 minutes, someone's coming in with a new poll, an idea, whatever it is. It is absolutely fantastic. But yes, you got to join us anywhere where you're streaming the podcast. We are on YouTube as well, so please don't forget to subscribe to that channel. And we got some fun things. Daddy's got some fun things in store for all of you. And let's just say, you're going to start to see some faces to the names.
That's right.
Maybe. I don't know.
You should. They need to see us. They need to see who we are. Dimitri, great intro. For those that are listening right now going, he sounds a little... Did Mitch put him in the closet? I didn't put him in the closet. My buddy's got a lower body injury. He is so committed to the ACT-ites and all the Celebrate Wrestling fans that we have. He said, hey, you get me on the line. I want to be a part of this because we got to talk everything wrestling this past week. And I say, thank goodness, because I hate doing it alone. I mean, it's way better with an extra person. You know what I mean?
Mitch, I appreciate that, brother. They tried to give me one hernia. They tried to give me 2 hernias, but I kicked out at 2 before they could give me 3. That's right, and I'm back on track and I'm ready to go. Yeah, I had a little bit of a surgery on Tuesday. It's a little hard walking. Let's just say to Dimitri right now, he can't really drive places. So I'm coming in hot, coming in at home, but happy to be here nonetheless.
The next question is, no, I did not chair shot him. Was it in my idea? Like, did I have it as... Yes, I thought about it many, many times, way before we even started the ACT. But no, I had nothing to do with this. This is all himself.
Yeah.
He's okay. You can hear him. He's good. Everyone's fine. I almost had to call the GWO. I almost called the Tips McGee. I almost called the South Carolina George. Even Daddy himself, I was ready to make the phone call. And I said, well, I'll give the guy one chance. And in my opinion, he Jacob Fatu'd it. He just made his own. Dimitri just said, I'm going to go on my own. I'm doing this on my own. I'm coming in. But from the other side of the table, Mitch. That's it.
Listen. Mitch is the kind of guy, like right now he's got the pod in the bank. Instead of the money in the bank, there's like the pod in the bank. And he's looking at me and I'm crippled and I'm down. And he's just about to cash the pod, but then I give him that puppy dog eye look up and he like, what are you holding that for? And he just couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it. I almost cashed it in. I almost did it. I
want to give a quick shout out to our friend from the not just the other side of the pond. We love you, Andy Evans, but from the other side of the world down under, our Greek town down under. Okay, over there. How did Valentine's Day go, my man?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, we're going to be talking about his region of the world in a few minutes. Yeah. Hang tight, our friend. Hang tight. Real quick, can we just talk about Linda McMahon and wrestling at Congress? Like, this is better. But the best part of watching Linda McMahon try to explain to people why she deserves the education chair, who cares about that, okay? Who cares? How about the fact that she had Stephanie McMahon, Triple H, and Shane McMahon all behind her? Listen, I was ready for the music to be cute. If there's ever been a time, Dimitri, and I mean ever, I've always wanted to do that I wanted intro music, that's the time I wanted it.
Listen, there's only 2 things that were wrong. Number 1, you nailed one of them. There should have been like, I just wanted to hear no chance. That's what you got, right? That would have taken the icing on the cake. But if you're trying to represent, like if you're trying to bring someone in for signs, why is it that they didn't have signs themselves?
Oh, buddy, absolutely.
Like why did no one come in and like have a banner sign like Linda for president, right? And then I wanted to hear chants, you deserve it, you deserve it.
You know what would have been the best heel turn of all time? They're like, the Senate that's listening, they're like, oh yeah, by the way. And then Vince McMahon comes walking in as one of the representatives.
Totally, right? Or they're they're wearing DX shirts. It's just like, I mean, there was just so much that could have gone on.
They could have did this so much better. Am I crazy, though? Do you ever walk into a meeting, even at work or whatever you're doing, you're like, this would be so much cooler if somebody chair-shotted, or even Shawn Michaels, the guy right now who's doing the presentation. Anybody else out there feel the way I do sometimes?
Times that by 2 at the minimum part. Times that by 2.
Speaking of big debuts, listen, it was kind of lackluster a little bit. For weeks and months, dare I say, maybe a year, I don't know how long it's been. Ricky Starks makes his debut at NXT, and I was like, so you left AEW, fine, you and the Khan weren't working out, and on one end, I get it. I mean, we're on the road to WrestleMania. You can't just throw him in now because it's like a little late. But a little piece of me is like, you should have just waited till after WrestleMania.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think there's ever a time to wait. I'd say strike while the iron's hot, because it's like the worst kept secret ever. So why delay the worst kept secret ever? You know what I mean?
That's true too.
Yeah, and I didn't mind it. I liked it. Look, they did what they could with it, Mitch. They bring them in at least through the crowd. So it wasn't a grand production. It was a nice teaser trailer. But the look on the people's faces around, job well done.
Yeah.
If you actually see the crowd reaction.
True. It just, I think for all the weight and to your point, knowing this is going to happen, I just assumed there was going to be a little bit more production put behind it, a little bit more pizzazz, a little more spark. But, either way, it's nice to have him over. I think it's good. And you know what? I'm not saying it's bad to be in NXT. I'm just, wherever he was going to show up, I thought there would have been a little bit more of a drama coming in and doing it. But with that being said, don't worry about it. Okay?
Okay. I have a question.
Sure.
Of
course.
The thing is, Mitch, if you were showing up your first day on the job, would you wear a tank top? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's with the choice of attire here?
Well, for me personally, no. But, we are talking about the Wrestling Federation. We're talking about guys and gals alike, that clothes sometimes are optional, as I'm starting to realize. By the way, I was watching AEW. I was kind of recapping yesterday. Had it on mute the whole time. Just saying. That's
amazing.
Yeah.
By the way, AEW, I don't know if you were talking about this today or not, but have they become the feeder league for the WWE without realizing it?
Oh, 100%. 110%.
Can we spend a minute on this, Mitch?
Wherever you want. Go ahead. Let's start.
Yeah,
Go.
The one thing I noticed this week, with the addition of Ricky Starks, is I'm looking at AEW, and it's not even the top guys. Like, people are going to say, there's memes all over the internet where, look, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, look where they were and where they are now. Yeah, that's a big blow, because those guys are megastars in the industry, okay? They're like the top stars in WWE. They could have been and should have been your top stars in AEW. But they were WWEites anyways. No real love lost in one way, okay? But here's the problem. They took Penta, all their homegrown mid-card talent, they're taking them and they're putting them in as superstars. So they took Penta, and he's already done more in 3 weeks than he's done in all his career, or especially at AEW. Now they're taking the Starks. They're taking all of their marketable personalities. And the thing I fear is AEW is going to be left with just, again, a bunch of people that dress in their street clothes that you just yell in the mic to cut a promo. Because you can't tell me right now that if I'm like Hangman Page and MJF and these guys, that they're not looking over there being like, these guys are bigger stars than me. This is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't. They're going to get the best of them.
I couldn't agree more. I think a lot of people at AEW, and I'm just looking at you, Adam Cole, just saying, you might want to think about going back. It's just a thought. It's just an opinion of mine. Just saying.
At one point in time, I can't not think that Wardlow's going to go over there.
Yeah, where's he been? Absolutely. And, buddy, now MJF is starting to catch traction again. You know what I mean? He's starting to catch fire. We'll get to that in a second. Let's start with SmackDown just a little bit, because AEW's got their big Grand Slam that they got down in Australia, and I want to kind of give more meat to that bone there. So rather than start with those guys and then come back again, let's start with a little SmackDown, a little Raw, just because, some things happen. Elimination real quick, yesterday was Valentine's Day. What says more that I love you, honey, than going, hon, we're in Washington. I could take you to a restaurant. We could go see some, presidential, whatever, monuments. Or we could go to SmackDown and see Nick Aldis and the boys. Come on, let's go.
Makes sense.
It makes all the sense in the world. So you got Cody Rhodes. He just has to, just has to get in there every time. And can I just say to all fans out there, can we start doing the chant, "You are boring"? You are boring, because he comes out, he talks for a minute, and then thank God somebody with the right finger presses the button, comes out Drew McIntyre, comes out Jacob Fatu. Dude, Cody is not the guy we want him to be. It's taken a year. I think more people are agreeing with me. Would you agree with me? We are trying everything to make this guy something that he is not.
I'm going to kind of agree with you and kind of not agree with you, partner, for the sake of the show.
Sure.
It's not for the sake of the show. I think he's everything that the WWE needs. And I've said this before, it's really hard to be an absolute money-drawing babyface. Like, this is where, over the years, I didn't give a guy like John Cena enough credit. Like, John Cena and Hulk Hogan, those two guys don't get enough credit for what it means to be a loser babyface. Like, cheesy, it doesn't resonate. That's where the Stone Cold and the Rocks and everyone took over, right? As like the fan aged.
Sure.
So I'm going to give Cody Rhodes credit that every organization needs the good guy like him. He does the hardest
They do,
job.
Absolutely. But you know what's funny, and I'm honestly not picking. Being the babyface is way harder. I couldn't agree more. Way harder. But
harder.
The thing is, you still gotta just be able to pull it off. And right now, why is it that we all used to love the Hogan, but now we all love the Drew McIntyre more? Like, why do we love the Dominic more? It's because, in a weird way, we just relate better to these guys than we ever have. It just is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. Well, we're all dirty doms really deep down, aren't we?
Look at, hey. Now you're talking about love language. Speaking of Valentine's Day. But, and we did the dirty die.
Hey, whoa.
So here's the thing. This is where I agree. This is the other side where I agree with you. If you look at John Cena, the guy is like a 16-time world champion, they say, okay? Or 16-time champion, however it comes down.
Not for fashion, though. Just saying. Continue.
True. But I think they need to do the same with Cody Rhodes. Like, he doesn't need to be the champion that has the belt for 2-3 years. Cody Rhodes can actually be better suited to be slow burn built over the years in WWE by winning and losing the championship constantly.
You think so?
It's time for him to give up.
Oh, I'm a big believer. He loses that belt, man. He loses any momentum he has. I don't think so. Really?
You know why? Do you know why? Because it's going to force him to get that much better and that much cooler. We all did this with John Cena. We all forget.
It's just different, man.
Maybe not you, Mitch, but John Cena was at a time where we're like, holy smokes, okay, lose already.
No, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
We wanted the Batista.
You watch your mouth, okay? Just watch your mouth.
I said what I said.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
You're lucky. You're lucky. You're at home on the bed. You're lucky. Be chair shotting you all over the studio right now. Listen, real quick. This is another thing I noticed the last time. Ever since the bloodline basically has now completely broken apart and everyone's doing their own thing. What did I tell you guys? I do not like the Roman Reigns when he was showing up in a Tahoe. All of a sudden, Solo showing up in a Jeep Cherokee. This is what happens. You guys had a great faction together, and then hearing Solo go, look, I need a little time to myself, respect, and he did. But now let's all get together. Now, you know what the problem is? You've given the inmates, let's call it, right? You've given them carte blanche. You can't just tell them, hey, let's get back together and all be cool again. You can't do that, Solo. You should know this as being management. You can't give them something and try to take it back now.
You can't decide you're working from home all of a sudden. Hey, guys, I'm just not feeling it.
That's right.
Work from home, but I'll be back, and I'll come back as a leader, and everything's going to be great. Meanwhile, everyone's getting beat up left, right, and center.
Exactly.
It's not going to work out. First of all, Listen, I admire people who drive the Cherokee. I know people that drive the Cherokee.
Hey, you're talking to one. You're talking to a guy.
Exactly. But Solo, Roman, you guys, you don't make more money than this? See, this is where a guy
That's what I'm saying.
Flair caught it. Okay, yeah. Ric Flair would never be caught in a million years.
Never.
In anything less than a limo.
Thank you. And Cody's got the big bust. Like, props to Cody on that. I'll give him that, right?
You know what? At least he's got a customizable bust.
That's right.
I can get behind that.
That's right.
Spend some money, you guys.
Guys, come on. Come on.
Here.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Listen.
Next, the Prius?
I got a quick question for you, real quick. I'm watching SmackDown. I'm watching Chelsea Green. Is Chelsea Green not the Toni Storm of the WWE and the women's wrestling right now?
She's actually a combination of Toni Storm and Mariah May. It's like what those two needed to be, where they kind of took her to, 100%.
I'm really enjoying her.
Good.
I'm really enjoying her.
I was watching that match, and she, you know what? Both of them, and Piper Niven, they don't get enough credit for the shtick.
Yeah.
Like, come on, the security guard.
I love it.
I mean, but she's excellent.
Yeah.
Like, she's amazing.
You know who I actually kind of feel bad a little bit for is Jimmy Uso again. I mean, we already talked about it last week, but real quick now, and all of a sudden now Naomi's in the Elimination Chamber. Like, everywhere he turns, everyone around him is in, he's out. Just saying. He's going to go crazy, man. He's going to lose it. He's going to snap. I'm telling you guys, watch out. Motor City Parkade. Listen.
He's that brother-in-law. Sorry, Mitch. He's that brother-in-law at the family dinner that, like, no one really likes.
Yeah. Exactly. Everyone's like, yeah, for sure, man. We'll all go for.
Great, awesome.
Yeah, I'm free next week for sure. Yeah, no. Motor City Parkade. Why is it that every time you do a move, you're like, ta-da? Why? Why are you trying to grandstand every single move you guys do? I just keep feeling like they're gonna pull a rabbit out of a hat or something every time they're doing a body slam, and then their hands go up and do like jazz hands. Why are you doing this? Like, enough.
Crazy.
Enough.
You and my break.
Enough.
You notice that? Listen, wrestlers, we don't need to psych up the crowd by doing like the pump fist.
Come on, everybody. Come on.
It's like I'm watching a remake of a Van Damme movie.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to say, I love Jean-Claude Van Damme. Those are great movies.
Sure.
I said remake of a Van Damme.
Remake.
Not good.
And I'm just going to say this. I saw the promo, and mark my words, I've been right, I think, more times than I've been wrong to me. I'm just going to say this. Montez Ford will be the next Shawn Michaels.
Yes.
Just saying. Yes. I'm just saying. Okay, let's get to the
idea.
Yeah, what do you got?
I had an idea.
Okay.
Because they kind of teased it a little bit where they're trying to blame the Liv Morgan and the Raquel for that whole business.
Yeah.
I think everyone's pointing to Naomi. Oh, no, my friends. Au contraire, mon frères.
Right.
Montez frères? What? Listen, I think Bianca Belair did it to the Cargill. She joins the Montez Ford because everyone knows they're an item. She becomes the new Sherry. The Ford turns his back on the Street Profetos after they become champions, and I think we're watching it. I agree, Mitch. It's all long term. I see it all.
Oh my God, this is like the crystal. This is Nostradamus kind of stuff. This is amazing.
It's crazy.
Listen, Charlotte Flair was in SmackDown. She was in attendance to watch Nia take on Tiffany Stratton for the belt. Fun match, great match, no problems there. And then at the end, I have to admit, it's also funny. Who was it? Trish Stratus jumped out of the crowd to help her out a little bit at the end and stuff, and then she, paid for it. And that's what happens if you're not supposed to be there. You're not supposed to be there. Tiffany, pardon me.
Well, you should get arrested for trespassing.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I mean, even though she's part of the GWO, hey, rules are rules, Trish. Rules are rules.
At the end of the day, we should send her a GWO shirt. By the way,
we should. Oh my God, that's a great idea.
We should send all the Greeks. Mike, help us out.
Mike.
We're half useless. We should send all the Greeks GWO shirts.
Done. All of them. Past and present.
Past and present.
Even the dead ones.
Even the dead ones. So, here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like, if there was anyone else, and this is just bias, if it was anyone else, security would be all over that.
This is what I'm saying. And
how do you get a front row seat? Oh, come on.
Yeah, come on. You're not pulling a little favor? This is what I'm saying. You're using your clout. You're getting front. You're not happy. Now you want to be in the ring, too? I mean, come on now. What's going on?
Dear Lord.
Jeez.
Dear Lord.
Well, and then Charlotte comes down, grabs the microphone, says, hey, me and you, WrestleMania, I've made my decision. Thank you. Now, here's the one thing, and we're about to get into it right before I say this one. Elimination Chamber is in Toronto. It's on March the 1st. And then April 20th is WrestleMania. We have a lot of time. Why they're announcing so early, and I think you all know where I'm going to go next in a few seconds, I don't understand, because you guys better have a really good build, because you got a lot of time on your hands. I mean, literally 2+ months where you got to keep us engaged. And I'm just saying. Yeah.
In a weird way, I kind of like it that they've already decided one side of the championships, because now watching the Elimination Chamber, you know who it's going to be with.
Right.
I think it's going to be better for the match, as opposed to you won and now I got to see you pick. I actually think this is going to turn out better.
Yeah.
Because now watching both Elimination Chambers, it's who's going to face this person.
Right. Okay, I can see it. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Never thought of it that way. See, this is why I need you here. I never thought of that.
This is why we're a team.
This is why I didn't think that.
I wouldn't think about the front row thing.
That's it.
I never thought of that.
Well, this is what I'm saying. So right now, who you got? You got Logan Paul, John Cena automatic bid in, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and last night, Damian Priest punched his ticket. One more spot. It's Finn Balor versus Seth freaking Rollins. We'll find out, I believe, on Monday. But this past Monday, Dimitri Jey Uso coming out once again. Huge ovation. Gunther says, I don't like this at all. Comes out, beats him up. And then Jay just said, hey, enough is enough. It's me and you, WrestleMania. Do you think that Jay might have jumped the gun a little bit? I think he jumped the gun a bit.
I think he jumped the gun a little bit. It shows his inexperience and emotions. He could have just waited.
Could have waited.
You know?
Yeah.
He could have waited. Like, Gunther was already leaving the ring. Take your time.
Yeah, take your time. Make him stressed out. Why are you stressing out?
Yeah, why are you? Actually, if I had that, I wouldn't pick until the day of. I would just show up to WrestleMania and be like, oh, by the way, I'm picking you.
Yeah. See, somebody should do that. You're absolutely right, man. It should be like that right at the very last minute.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, that's stress. Do I train? Do I not train? Do I get ready? Yeah, all you do. Listen, real quick with Raw, a couple of real, touch and goes, Dimitri. I'm going to give props where props are due. War Raiders and American Made, the Creed brothers. What a fun tag team match that was. I might give these guys some hard time sometimes, but that was actually a really fun match to watch. I don't know if you saw it.
It was fun, actually. It was really good.
And then, yeah, sorry.
No, I was going to say the War Raiders are growing on me.
Yeah, kind of, right? I don't know why, but they are. You're right. And then same thing, Liv Morgan and Rodriguez, Io Sky and Dakota. Another great tag team. 2 for 2 Raw. I'm impressed. I was impressed with everything. Yep. But the one thing that I think impressed me more than anything, I mean, I could talk about AJ Styles. He's not doing anything too much right now. Seth and CM Punk both had separate promos. What are your thoughts on Logan Paul beating Rey Mysterio not once, but now twice? Making it to the Elimination Chamber. I was really, and that match at the beginning, holy moly, did that not start off well. Ended fine, but not great. Not great at the beginning.
You know what? That was, I agree with you. Sometimes less is a little bit more. And it just goes to show you the consistency and respect we have for these performers week to week that just go in and that are consistent, right?
Yeah.
Because Logan Paul is as great as he is, and he is. We have not much bad to say about him from a pound for pound status, but he's still unpolished. Like, to do that week for week, and I think everyone realized that. Look, I don't mind it. Look, you got to make it believable. You got to make it somewhat believable while he's there, and the only way to do that is to beat a believable name.
Yeah, you know what? I totally understand, but I mean, it is Rey Mysterio. You know what I mean? If he beats up LA Knight twice, I'm okay with that, or even a Drew McIntyre, I'm okay with that. But Rey Mysterio twice, I mean, that, buddy, not a lot of wrestlers can say that they've done that, and Logan Paul can. That's kind of, that's just something kind of big in my eyes. I think that's kind of a big deal. Yeah,
it's crazy.
So what's crazy is that right now, as we speak, it's already the next day in Australia, I think. So Grand Slam's happening, I'm pretty sure, right now. Okay? So if you're listening to this, I'm kind of curious. Listen to this, then go watch that and see if we're right about the things that, transpired and worked their way up to that. So it's already tomorrow, but it's Saturday here, right?
Right.
Yeah. So on Wednesday night, can I tell you who's actually winning me over at AEW real quick? Max Caster. He's the best wrestler alive. Like, dude, I don't know what it is about this guy, but I think he's winning me over. I think I'm falling in love. I think so.
Listen,
yeah.
This guy needs more TV time.
Yes.
Like, just for the love of God, give him more TV time. Please.
It's so funny, man.
Perfect. Like, when you actually have a note from the doctor saying you're the best, I get behind you.
Yeah. It's true. I couldn't agree. And listen, I said it once. I'll say it one more time. Adam Page, please leave. Stop. I don't know what's happening. Don't. But you brought this up this week, and I had to bring it up. Look, we gave this guy a hard time when he was over at WWE. He's over at AEW. Didn't start off great, like not the way we wanted, but something's happening. Something's happening with Rick. Who? Rick Starks left. No, not that Rick. Ricochet. You used to call him Ricochet. We call him Rick now.
Right. Listen, ladies and babies, the Ricochet, we have land-basted this guy worse than a Greek Easter. Let's be very clear. Up until the smart, they brought him in as the baby face. It didn't work out. They throw toilet paper at him because maybe maybe that's how they wipe in the Southern Hemisphere.
It's a different place, yeah. It's a different place.
I mean, the toilet goes the other way. They might as well wipe the other way.
It's true.
They throw toilet paper at him. They make fun of his promos. But then he owns it. And he owns it, he's owning it in such a way. His mic skills are actually getting so much better.
Yes, absolutely. Like, he is doing a great job, man. I don't know what it is that I don't know what flicked, like what switch went on. I don't know, but keep it on, man. Whatever you're doing, you're doing great. And you know what? I got to give a lot of props to Swerve as well. He together they're making it really work. Even though we've watched them go at it a few times, I'm okay with watching it a fourth or fifth time. It's okay. I'm enjoying that. Listen, man, I love it when you never see something ever, and then it just ends up showing up for the first time ever. What am I talking about? I don't know if you saw it. Adam Copeland and Jay White, they're kind of like buddies now, right? They went and stole the championship. Okay, they took John Moxley's championship. They used bolts. They cut the briefcase, and they're walking away with the champion. But it's not theirs, Dimitri. I mean, I wish the WWE would have somebody that would be like, I'm the champion, and walk away with a title, and then, but they never did. Well, wait a minute. Wait a
second.
Wait a minute. Guys, come on. You couldn't think of something a little bit better? This is what you guys are doing? You guys are all veterans. This is what you guys came up with? This? Come on.
Like, it's just so bad. Okay? It's so bad. And like, when you start looking at the promos, like, remember back in the day when, not too long ago, when TNA got in trouble for a party? You know, there was I think it was TNA.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That's a better angle. I'll tell you that right now.
That's right.
See, if Mitch and I, okay, let's run the table right now.
Okay.
Replace Edge or Colt.
Yeah.
With and White with Mitch and Dimitri. See, we would run promos week to week where we would go out to a restaurant and have the belt sitting there and order food for the belt, order a drink for the belt. Or,
that's brilliant, by the way.
We're in Disneyland on the roller coaster and we're with the belt. Like, come on, you guys. Like, can't we do something entertaining? Like, that was the most lackluster. Like, why do they think week to week? It's so brutal.
Like, when they said to themselves, hey, listen, why don't we just steal his belt? Oh, yeah, guess what? We saw that last. Like, if this was rookies, I would say, okay, they don't know any better. They're trying to use something that works somewhere else. It makes all the sense in the world. But you guys know better. Come on. I can't give them a pass on this one, Dimitri, because in all honesty, they know better. And they can come up with better. I know they can.
And why are they destroying the briefcase? Destroy the belt.
Well, you know, this is the whole thing. I don't know what's happening here. I don't get it anymore.
I couldn't tell. Was that an old broom or was that a studded spike? I didn't know what that was.
I don't know, buddy. I'm trying to figure it out myself. Same thing. I'm trying to figure out why Samoa Joe and Hooker's together. Why is that happening? Why?
I don't know. But Mitch, I want to go back.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I want to challenge you. No, I want to challenge you. No, how about we challenge you? Okay, fine, I'm challenging you. But after we challenge you, okay, like, I feel like we're watching Dumb and Dumber, where it's like, Stampsies, take backsies, quitsies. You can triple stamp and double stamp. Lloyd. Like, holy smokes, you guys.
Yeah, man.
Come out with an orange and powder blue suit for crying out loud.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. It is what it is. Samoa Joe, Hook, all that, Shibata, gone. I'm not talking about it anymore. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. MJF and Dusty Rhodes. You know what? It was a good match. No commercials. They were promoting that. No commercials, Dimitri. We watched the whole thing. I'll be honest, I only cared more about what MJ had to say. The match meant absolutely nothing to me. Like, when I tell you zero. I know you kind of got a little excited for it, but for me, I'm sorry, it didn't hit in any capacity for me.
Well, I think it was good for where it was. It was entertaining, but the real bread and butter here is the Hangman and the MJF. AEW, please. You're giving me something really good again.
You like that? You're liking this.
Yeah, I do. Just slow burn it. Can we just take our time?
Fair enough.
Take our time.
Okay. You like it. I hope they win me over. That's what I hope.
Take it to Texas.
Yeah.
That's all I ask.
Hey, that's it.
Take it to Texas.
That's right. There you go. I do have to admit, when MJF makes his promos, sometimes, call me crazy, I think he means it. He seems like he might want to talk to somebody. Somebody hurt him. He's got a lot of anger, that guy, man.
He's what you call a method actor.
Well, you know what? He should get an award, because there's some things I'm like, no, it didn't hurt my feelings. And then just in the back crying your eyes out. You're like, oh my goodness, you are mean.
So good.
My lordy.
And can I pick on the wrestling fan for a sec?
Sure.
I want to pick on the wrestling fan. So, hey, wrestling fan, all of you that are making fun of MJF bringing up Cody Rhodes in like online memes, where people are like, when he's like, your little baby brother, and he just like, and then Dustin smokes him, and they're like, yeah, there's AEW mentioning WWE again. Listen here, okay? Listen here, you dummies. The only reason you know that is because you're watching both. So don't sit here and get mad that the wool's being, not pulled over your eyes.
That's
when
right.
You're watching both. It's like, how dare they mention the other promotion that I'm going to watch on Friday, and that I watched 2 days ago, but I'm here on Wednesday. How dare they do that? Come on, get over yourself.
Come on.
Oh, come on. Jeez.
Are they living our lives? Like, this is what there's like.
And that's why the chair shot of the week goes to.
So, yeah, thank you for bringing that up. By the way, we were going to do the power rankings today, but because you're not here, next week power rankings are on. I knew I didn't do them because of that.
Chair shot of the week. The official chair shot of the week goes to wrestling fan for the double standard.
Great call, buddy. Listen, real quick, I'll just rip through these. The fact that Jericho said, hey, you guys, I want to take on this Bandito guy since you guys don't want them. I think they forgot. Like, doesn't Bandito kind of look a little bit like Penta? Like, I know they wear masks. They got this. It's like they were like, Penta, it's time to fight Jericho. They're like, Penta's not here anymore. They're like, what? They're like, all right, who's that guy with the cowboy hat and a mask? Who's that guy? They call him the Bandito. All right, you out here. Come on, let's go. Like, buddy, it's so crazy.
Buddy Matthews or Buddy Murphy, whatever.
Yeah, Buddy.
Buddy. It's Buddy. Hey, just put the mask on the cowboy. Just go with it, okay?
That's it. I love it. All right. Let's get over to the Grand Slam live from Australia. It's happening, I think, right now because it's tomorrow, not today. Here we go. Number one, we got Jon Moxley and Claudio teaming up, taking on Adam Copeland and Jay White. Yeah, it's not a championship match. It's a tag team match.
Yeah, I got to go with... I don't know. Let's go with Copeland and Jay White.
Yeah, sure. Let's put that.
Sure.
Another tag team. We got Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega taking on Takeshita and Fletcher. Takeshita and the Fletcher.
I gotta think that I'm gonna go with the Fletcher and the Takeshita here.
Yeah, I think so too. Takeshita. Just saying. You're saying it wrong. I'm just saying. It's embarrassing. We have a show here. We've been doing it for like a year.
After these meds kick in.
This one kind of intrigues me. I'm not going to lie. Mercedes Moné taking on Harley Cameron for the TBS Championship. And I'm all going to say is Muppets and rap? Yes. That's it. That's all I'm going to say to you.
I'm going to go title change here.
100. Please, God, listen, I don't ask for a lot. I don't.
You don't ask for much.
And this will be on mute at my house, just so you guys know. This one will be on mute. Great match. Come on, Harley.
Great match.
Okada versus Buddy Matthews. Listen to me. I said it last week. Dimitri agreed with me. Buddy Matthews at home. I'm not saying he's going to win. I don't think he's going to win the title. But I think the world is going to get reintroduced to a guy that's got all or as much talent as the guys you think are surpassing him. I think he's on par with everyone else, guys.
Yeah, and if they do, this could be the match of the night. I'm just throwing it out there. And if they do it right and get the crowd, they got to use this for the show because the crowd will be all over this one. Win, lose, or draw.
Oh, absolutely. And to end it all off, you got Mariah May taking on Timeless Toni Storm, AEW World Women's Championship. I got to be honest with you, man. I really want Toni to get it back. I mean, again, she's at home, right? So a little piece of me says give it to her, but the other piece of me says, it's like one of those things. If you're going to give the belt back, kind of like a Gunther situation, what are you going to do for me? I'm not sure. Do we want it back? Do we not? Do we kind of like where this is going? Thoughts?
I want her to win it back, but I don't think she needs it. And I got to go with Mariah May.
Yeah, I think so.
Not done with this yet. I don't think they're done with this yet.
Yeah, you might be right. This could end up being another match somewhere down the line. But exciting stuff. I mean, that's 3 Australians. That's Toni Storm, Buddy Matthews, and Harley Cameron, all from Australia, are they not?
Yes, I believe so, Mitch. And 2 out of 3 I know for sure. But here's the thing: is like no one will never ever question this event. Like any PLE or pay-per-view, whatever they put on, we'll never question what AEW does. It's what comes after.
That's right.
Always what comes after.
Yeah.
They do a good job of getting us here. What's next?
Yeah, what are you going to do for me now?
Story here. Give me something.
Yeah, give me something. Okay, listen. You're at home. I know the pain meds are starting to wear off a little bit because you're saying some crazy stuff. So, Mike, cue the music. It's time for the alternate scenario.
Ooh.
Okay, so right now in hockey, there's something called the Four Nations going on. You got Canada, U.S., Sweden, and Finland. They're all playing each other. For people that don't watch hockey, it's a kind of an exciting little tournament. As I look at this, I just mentioned something. Who are the better wrestlers right now in the wrestling industry, Dimitri? The Aussies, the Canadians, or the Samoans? I'll tag you in.
Ooh. You're going to have to do the tags today, partner.
Okay.
You know what? I got to give it to the Samoans. I do. There's a lot of people on the come up. And dare I say, even the Irish and the Europeans are up there too.
Ooh, that's a good one.
But I got to go with the Samoans. Look, you had a bloodline. You got to continue. They're really up there. They're still on the top, the way I see it. Let me tag you in.
Okay.
Tag yourself in. Can you tag?
I'm gonna say I'm staying true to the colors, man. I'm saying Canada, baby. Canada. We still got it. Now, granted, Trump is gonna tariff the crap out of our talent, but the point is, it's still Canada. Canada. Second question. Okay, so AJ Styles returned to SmackDown the other day, and you know me, I'm a loser. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. I was judging him because of his hair. Quick question, Dimitri: AJ Styles' hair or John Cena's jorts? I'll tag you in.
Soccer mom hair. You just made the list.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? You're right. I can't even fight that one. You're right.
Jericho was not wrong. He was not wrong.
You're right. The only thing I can ask for is when John Cena, and he will, win the championship belt again, I want the spinner belt. I want to see that spinner belt again. Okay?
Yeah, one more time. Yeah,
last thing, it was brought up on the Celebrate Wrestling page. I saw it, and we've talked about it in the past. In fact, we heard rumblings of it going on last year. What am I talking about? Sports betting sites taking professional wrestling bets. Dimitri, are you in or are you out? I'll tag you in.
Hey, you know what? I'm actually all for it. Why? Because I'm a degenerate gambler myself. Just give me one more chance. It'll hit, I swear, baby. I swear. Let me take you in.
Oh, buddy, how could you not? Like, can you imagine me and you planning a trip to go down to Vegas? People are like, oh, you going for the NBA championship? You going for March Madness? No, we're going for WrestleMania. And we got tons of money that we're going to be putting down. And why are we? And, buddy, the best part is I feel like we actually have pretty good odds to make a couple of bucks. So please, FanDuel, DraftKings, A, sponsor us, and B, make this a real thing. Please, we beg you.
Tag me in for a sec. Tag me in. Anytime you want to know how to follow the NFL, what do? You either bet or join fantasy football. Anytime you want to follow any other sport, what do? You learn it, you bet on it. So all this is going to do is just attract that much more fan. I'm in. Buddy.
Fantasy wrestling? I already have my own lineup, and it has no male wrestlers on it. It's all the women wrestlers.
Yeah, fantasy wrestling, and that's in my search history. I mean...
what? Hold on. There you go, partner. There you go. I'll leave you alone. I'll let you do your thing.
All right, listen, like Mitch said, the pain is coming in. I got to do another round of meds over here, but I'm sad to be away, but happy to be a part of it. Thanks for tuning into the alternate commentary table on the Celebrate Wrestling podcast feed, anywhere where you're downloading and streaming your pods. McGuire's show dropping tomorrow, and a couple days after that, we got Legends and Champions with our friend from the other side of the pond, the Andy Evans. I want to give a shout out to all the GWO everywhere alike. Facebook, get on that Celebrate Wrestling Facebook page. It's a fantastic place to be. And I should be up and running next week.
Talk to you guys next week. Chair shot. Feel better, buddy. From everyone at the GWO.
Yeah.